Well, hello there, brothers and sisters of WoT Blitz Universe. You're watching WoT Blitz Addict again. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're gonna talk about the Chimera, the Tier 8 premium medium tank with epic high alpha gun, decent mobility, and a really accurate gun. And to be honest, I was really wondering about this little sign over here, like this little checker. We call it checker in Poland. It's a Polish Air Force sign, but it's kind of similar on the tanks itself, but I don't know what it's doing on the Chimera. But let's go on and check the consumables I'm using. So as usual, I'm using my standards pack. I'm not getting reactive armor because well, it could be useful. I don't find reticle calibration to be useful on this tank. To be honest, the gun is really accurate. So I'd rather just use my adrenaline to get this shots ready. So I'm using pudding and tea, I'm using improved fuel, and I'm using protective kit. And I don't really find any use for the sandbag armor, so I don't use them. 22 AP rounds, 7 APCR, and 11 HE. HE is great, that's why I'm loading so much. In contrast of Pantufli, I'm using calibrated shells because I want this HE pan be as high as possible. It also gives me a little boost to penetration, and the gun rammer gives me just 1 second reload less, so I don't find it useful for this tank. Also, engine's gun laying drive, vertical stabilizer, not the refined gun, defense system of course, enhanced armor, bottom is widget, toolbox, improved optics, engine accelerator for sure, and I'm using consumable delivery system. Because your gun simply reloads so long you won't be able to use it again. So as you can see, we have 10 degrees of gun depression when we're facing medium tanks, and when they use calibrated shells of AP or APCR, your turret isn't really that much of defense. So it's really advised to play it smart, to just not stick your head out for too long, because we are fighting medium tanks. If you use 10 degrees of gun depression, you can see this front plate is quite bouncy, and the hatch is becoming really hard to hit. But when we switch to heavy tanks, as you can see, it's similar. When we go hold down, it's not bad, but as soon as they switch to APCR or Primo, they simply gonna pan. There's you can bounce some lucky shells on your gun mantlet, on your gun, but that's not really a thing. You can see that's not really a hard thing to even to penetrate the gun mantlet. It should have been space armor, but as you can see, it's not so hard to penetrate it. I got many bounces on this tank, and when I was looking at this armor profile, I was really wondering, how did I bounce? Maybe they used AP shells. As you can see, you can side script even a bit, but you have to be aware that you can get pans here and there, so it's better to face your opponents just slightly angled. And yeah, I was really wondering why I'm bouncing so much. Probably they were using AP. And I have 2 battles to show you. This is actually my first battle in this tank. As soon as I bought it, I just went straight in because I was kind of interested how this tank will perform in my hands. I made some crucial mistakes here, but still it was quite interesting game, and I just wanted to show it to you simply. We're gonna deal some damage. I was hoping to get pen, but as you can see, even with calibrated shells, the HE pen isn't really great. It's good, but it's not great. You can penetrate the sides, you can penetrate the back of the tanks, but don't try it frontally. As you can see, there's that's the main advantage of this tank, this powerful, great alpha gun. It's similar, kind of, the gun is similar to Object 252 in terms of reload time, in terms of alpha, but it's way more accurate. I bought Object earlier, and I really find it great tank. The armor wise, it's an epic tank. Really, armor wise, it's a great tank, and you can use it very efficiently. The armor is pretty much broken as long as you can hide your pike nose, the bottom plate of the pike nose. But this thing is completely different, and I really have more fun in this tank than I have in object, because I kind of don't know what's with the objects, but I can't really do more than 2.5k damage. Like, the battle is over before I reach more damage in most cases. But with this tank, this game is about 3.5k damage, and it was my first game. You will see also a second game when I did over 4k damage, a Klobanov. I won't tell you, I won't spoil, just watch the second game and you will see. And this tank can really be effective as long as you use cover. As you can see, we're backing up as soon as we see the enemies. We're trying to back up, but it's I do it in every tank basically, so it's a habit, more of a habit. But those habits are really good to have while driving this tank, because you can't really stay out in the open. You can't really try to aim for your targets so long as you would do in the, let's say, T-34, T-32, T-29 and so on. You have to just constantly try to move to bait those shots, to avoid them, do whatever it takes not to receive much damage. I was really kind of I was kind of going for the damage here. I should have gone for the Tiger P, but still we won this game, and you will see that damage I dealt was quite nice, which is great. And as you can see, this tank can bounce if you angle it steeply and they hit your upper plate. It will bounce, especially from the tier 7 tanks. It will bounce. Unfortunately, we hit the tracks here. I was going for the HE shot, but we hit the tracks, and we get a lucky bounce. It's great that we got this bounce, and I have no idea where this HE go. Like, how could I bounce this? But still, as you can see, we dealt a healthy amount of damage. And I was basically learning the tank. You will see in the second battle that I learned a lot. As you can see, it earns nice credits. 91,000 credits with 3.5k damage. It's a large amount. I would say it's you will see here. Here's the battle from today. I was tuning with my amigo Martin Delange, and we were just having some fun on tier 8. And so you will see in this game that I've learned a lot about this tank, but it took me some time. Still, I have like, I think 15 battles, because I bought it yesterday, and I have like 15 battles with a 72% win rate and average damage above 2000, I guess, because some games were just not as spectacular. But you will see how effective this tank can be. And it's, I would say, Pantouf said that's a broken tank, and I also think it's a broken tank, but it requires a bit more skill, because you have to be map aware, you have to be aware where the enemies are, you have to be patient, you have to know what you're doing, use the cover, because otherwise you will just hate this tank, because it can bounce, as I showed you in the armor inspector, but it's not that spectacular armor-wise as an object 252U. So I would advise to take object for less experienced players. You can take object, and it's more reliable armor-wise, but the gun dispersion, gun elevation, gun depression, mobility, it's all in this tank. The alpha is more or less the same, and the penetration values are more or less the same, but the aim time and accuracy of this gun is a British gun. It's a British tank and a British gun, and it's way better at point of accuracy. So I really like German tanks, I really like British tanks because of those nice guns. And I kind of hate those low alpha guns. It's like sometimes they are good, but in most cases you need a lot of time on target to be able to just use this DPM. And here you have a Picaboom tank with huge alpha. This tank can roll, as I remember, about 700 max roll. This was nice max roll on AP, so 525 I guess, as I remember, and you can deal about 700 damage in one single HE shell if you penetrate your target. And that's just epic. Just look at this. Now we are 2 against 4. We were 2 against 5, but I would take care of this IS-6. And now is where the fun is beginning. There's nothing special right now in this game. We're sitting at 2.6 K damage, so it's not great. But my amigo was able to clear one enemy, which is great. Now we're gonna deal with this Panther 8.8 and yeah, another premium that's still in the shop, but I don't find it really spectacular. You should buy this one instead, really. And my amigo has died, but at least I took care of the Panther. I will go for the ram kill on the Rudy, and now it's 1 against 1 with this guy in Panthera 44, P44. He's quite good, to be honest. He played quite smart, and I was a bit greedy on damage, which will almost cost me a game. I have no idea why you really can't see the messages he was sending me when we were in tune. Most probably they don't work. Like, oh, here we go. My biggest mistake was poking up here, but we got a low roll, a really low roll, and I'm just trying to get some cover around here. I know this Pantera will move. Most probably he will relocate. At least I would relocate if I was him. But you have to remember, Chimera is a medium tank. It's not a heavy. It's not a blind heavy tank. It's a medium tank with decent mobility. It can go like 50 kilometers per hour. And you have that was perfectly written. Bradley Walters, yeah. It will be also a Kolobanov, so yeah. But as long as you are a medium tank and you use improved optics, you have a nice view range. Maybe it's not like spectacular, but it's good. It's typical medium tank, so you can I can more or less, we have the same view range. So if I spot him, he can spot me, but that means that it's really hard for him to approach me from distance and not get spotted. So as soon as he will spot me, I will spot him. And here I was pretty much sure I was gonna pan him, so I pushed forward. I decided I have the hit points, and I missed this shot, and it was kind of crucial because now I'm one shot. He was fully reloaded. Now he needs to reload. He knows I'm on the reload. That my reload is way longer than his, but I'm using adrenaline and I will be able to finish him off for my 5th kill in this game. And I was really hoping for the mastery, but guess what? No mastery. I made almost 1.4k base XP and still got only a 1st class. But still a great game, great fun, and epic tank, and you should really go for it and buy it, of course, if you want to spend your money on the game. I think that were the best spent 12.5k gold ever. Like, I really love this tank. It's my favorite tank right now, and I really think it's gonna be, if not the all times favorite, it's gonna be way on top. And that is basically all for this episode, boys and girls. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'm gaining subscribers every day, and I really want to thank you all guys for joining in and supporting me, because it really means a lot and it helps me to move on. So thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed by now, please do. Take care, bye bye, and catch you all on the battlefield.